channel a lot of energy through my hands.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm always holding a hand. I'm always like squeezing a something.
Wicked Part 2 is just days away, and the internet is spiraling over a story and a fandom that actually has nothing to do with Oz, because the real story isn't about the movie. It's about the relationship between Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande.
What do you think it is about what you have, the connection? How would you describe it?
Well, it's like opposite sides of the same coin. And so I think we each have something the other can love and can see in themselves.
A handhold, a shared glance, a bit of awkwardness, a friendship so deep it's turned into a bodyguard situation, and suddenly TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter are in full-blown decoding mode. Their dynamic has become the emotional engine of this entire press tour. We have so much to unpack here, but today's video, I really want us to unpack why is culture so obsessed with this friendship? Why now? What does this tell us about where culture is moving? And what should creators be clocking about these two that they need to build into their own brands, because this is so much bigger than building a movie. It's about building a movement. Hey everyone, welcome back to Ashley BTV. I'm a journalist and the founder of Beekeeper Media, where we help you take big missions and turn them into buzzworthy brands. I bring over 15 years of experience working in Hollywood, and it has just been such a blast to release our latest YouTube Buzz Builder Bootcamp. I absolutely love helping creators and individuals just break out of the blocks that are keeping them from really shining and getting to build their own platforms, because I really do believe if you have something inside of you that is aching to get out, you are actually doing a disservice to the world by not sharing that. So if you are a creator watching this video right now and you want that small group one-on-one accountability and individual support, I just broke out my next YouTube Buzz Builder Bootcamp. Sign up. Limited spots, and I'm so excited to work with you. Also, stick around to the end because I have a little surprise for you guys you are not going to want to miss. All right, let's get straight into Wicked Part 2. I am so excited, signed up, got my tickets right away, and I feel like this is the perfect moment to talk about why this movie, and specifically the friendship between Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, is just hitting people so deeply, because these two are lock in step. So much so that you're like, can I have a best friend like that?
I hope you will be too, and it's been the privilege of my life.
And the internet has been speculating if the friendship is almost a bit too much, you know, with the hand holding the entire interviews.
She's getting the fixing itch. It's like that Cynthia Erivo gets.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you.
I can't quite put my finger on it. No.
And Cynthia almost stepping in to be Ariana's personal bodyguard, like saving her on the red carpet this week.
Cynthia Erivo protects Ariana Grande after a fan jumps the barricade at the Wicked for Good premiere.
But honestly, I think it's brilliant, because from the minute these two hit the scene last year, they haven't been promoting a movie. They've been promoting a movement, and it is absolutely fabulous, genius marketing.
It's often like who I'm with, and it's like I like to channel support and energy and like whatever. I didn't even notice that it was a thing about me until that thing happened. And then
you're talking about when you grabbed Cynthia's little finger. It was so cute.
Yeah, because I didn't know what the was going on.
Sure.
And
you're like, and you just reached over a little teeny tiny grab.
And I knew it was tender and sincere and beautiful, and I just wanted to be supportive. I was like, oh my God.
So to start off, what we did as a society the minute we saw these two together was we pre-wrote their friendship, because before they ever sat down for a single interview, the internet had already decided who these two were going to be to each other. Wicked has always drawn people like me. If you're watching this, probably you too. We are the show choir kids. We are the outcasts. We are the ones who always felt a little bit outside the mold, right? And if you're anything like me, you grew up singing those songs like day in, day out, show choir. Can I get an amen from my show choir kids? People who heard Defying Gravity for the first time. We finally felt seen. We felt like there's people out there that understand us. It's not just about witches and sparkles. It's about identity, which is why all of us can laugh, sing our hearts out, and cry during these movies, right? So automatically, audiences projected that feeling that we get singing these songs, the feeling that we have about ourselves, the feeling between Glinda and Elphaba into these actresses beyond the screen. So people would say things when they would see them together like, wow, they are soulmates, they complete each other, they're destined to be friends. And we, as a society, created this best friend relationship between them in our heads that us outcasts had honestly always wanted for ourselves. Someone who could help us make sense of the world around us, someone that could be our little, bunker mate. And it has worked like a charm because you can't stop watching that.
I know there are people out there that are probably wondering, is this sisterhood real with them? I mean, are they really like this simpatico? But I see it and we feel it watching it. And the movie is about it. Yeah. Did you ever dream that you would form this kind of sisterhood together?
I think we knew
so.
we wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it is what it is without it.
It can't.
Okay, now you have to layer that on public perception, right? Ariana walked into Wicked with honestly a lot of baggage. The Ethan Slater headlines that she was a homewrecker and cheated on his wife and all that discourse and the parasocial betrayal and the diva rumors. The internet was kind of not feeling the greatest about Ariana Grande. But then you have Cynthia Erivo, who has really built her stake in the ground, walked in with Broadway credibility, a Tony and an Oscar nomination, an NPR level seriousness that audiences we not only adore, but the important part is that we respect it. So without intending to, we put labels and like archetypes on these individuals. We labeled Cynthia as stability and Ariana as volatility. And even if that's not their real dynamic in real life, people are seeing what fits into the storyline that they already believe, right? Every interview then feels like a test because of all this projection. It's really interesting because every joint interview, the audience are completely examining, and people aren't just watching the interview, they are analyzing this as if we're in a Candace Owens investigation. Who's leaning in? Who's complimenting? How are they holding hands? Who seems tired? Who looks protective? Is it overly protective? Who is the emotional anchor?
Carry on is too much.
Can you believe that we're doing Popular today? It's going to be so great.
Too much.
And their friendship has taken on an identity of itself, so much so that their friendship is what dominates the headlines versus the movie. But it's all fine because it still brings you to the movie. What people find almost uncomfortable is their closeness. And why is that? It's because it's disrupting old power structures.
Yeah, it is an incredibly important theme to showcase just people being true allies to one another during incredibly hard times. When people are trying to pit women against each other all the time, it's just, you can't allow it. You kind of sort of have to live in your own frequency, in your own bubble, and take care of the women you love and of everyone you love. And shut that out, really.
Because historically, women banding together has always meant change and rebellion and revolution. For centuries, society taught women to compete, not to connect. So when two women choose genuine loyalty and emotional intimacy, people genuinely do not know what to do with it.
I don't know how to contain it.
When you hear
if I hear something that I really like, if she does something that I really like vocally, I verbally have to express myself.
It was the best moment of my life.
It makes people almost uncomfortable to the point where they're like, oh, this just must be a romantic relationship. We almost can't accept that this is just a really strong friendship because it challenges the scripts that we grew up with, which was, unless it's a romantic relationship, women can't have that strong of friendship.
To be a part of that, to be telling that story as us two, as two women who love each other in real life, I think is really important.
Where they're like obsessed with each other. Women have always been pitted as rivals, as accessories, as emotional labor machines, but never women choosing each other with that amount of depth and intention. So instead of respecting the bond, the public scrutinizes it, they decode it, they police it, because female friendship exposes something deeper, and that's our culture's emotional poverty, the intimacy many people wish that they had, and the vulnerability that most people have never honestly been allowed to practice. And society does this all the time with female friendships that look genuine in the public eye. And it's almost so rare to see an unproblematic female friendship that we're like, what is this? And we're drawn to it in a way that could either be like in admiration or maybe uncomfortability, because you're like, that can't exist, that can't be real. But what if it is real? And we've seen this between Taylor and Selena. We've also seen this with, I'm thinking of like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Macy and Michaela. It's like the unproblematic diehards that are with you to the end. And what we do is we attach ourselves to these female pairs because we are also craving that intimacy and the softness and the stability, the kind of friendship almost adults quietly wish they had, but we don't. don't. And then what's interesting is that society starts to police it. They start to say, well, are they too close? Is one trying harder than they should be? Is one annoyed? Does one love the other one more? And it becomes a storyline based on our longing, not necessarily their reality.
And I know, like, you took a little bit of ribbing the last go round because you were so close and you were so connected. But I think that fans really love the fact that you guys are so close and that you really do love each other so much.
When you spend that much, I think it's interesting because people only see a small chunk of what and who we are when you see us on the tour. Sure. Like, yes, it felt, for some people, it felt like it was ages, but actually it was a very small amount of time after, for us, what was 3 or 4 years of shooting this and getting this together and knowing context. Yes.
What's so great about this dynamic when it comes to marketing their product is that this storyline makes the movie even deeper because it makes us believe it even more. And that's what makes it so much more powerful, because we as viewers believe that we're not buying into a movie, we're buying into a movement. And there's nothing more powerful when it comes to building a product than building a movement. Here's what no one's talking about. Wicked is literally about 2 women being forced into archetypes. One is adored and one is misunderstood. One is glitter, one is grit, one is idolized, the other one's judged. And this story between Glenda and Alphaba is almost the exact story that we're putting on Cynthia and Ariana, because people aren't just reacting to the actresses, they're reacting to this narrative that we've put inside our heads since 2003. What makes this different than any other friendships that might feel contrived in Hollywood when it comes to people, promoting TV shows or promoting films, is that this feels very real. And honestly, how could you not feel that bond when you're singing these amazing songs to each other? But Ariana told People magazine that she felt like a, quote, different person before meeting Cynthia, and that Cynthia helped her, quote, become an ally to herself. What's so smart is that these women aren't just displaying friendship. They're not just talking about friendship, but they're also really showing us their actions aligning with their words and their beliefs. So Cynthia, we just saw, lost her voice at the New York City premiere of Wicked. So instead of her bowing out and saying, you know what, you just go walk the red carpet, Ariana decided to sit out too in solidarity, lock in step. So their actions, their words, everything is lining up that makes us really buy into this storyline of this friendship and just feel the power. What also is so crucial about selling us this friendship and selling us this storyline is what we've seen, which is 2 people take this brand really, really seriously. Ariana, from the beginning, has said, I need to audition. I need to go through the process. I need to train. Like, I'm not an opera singer. I had to learn opera. I had to really get in the trenches. And we see that she respected the material, which is really, really important to hardcore people who love the source material, like myself, who's grown up singing Wicked, like, since it came out, right?
Glinda exists fully in that like operatic coloratura soprano register. So I had to train to learn how to sing it and make that part of my voice a lot stronger and train my vowel sounds and my consonants. And I started training 3 months before my first audition.
We've seen, not mentioning other celebrities, but we've seen that when celebrities do not take the content seriously, this is when they lose their audience. But when they do, you gain so much more respect. And it really doesn't take much. It takes someone just being like, yeah, I'm obsessed with Wicked, and I treated it with that much dignity. And this is really important for people and celebrities who do have IP material. And also, if you're a creator yourself, like, really represent your brand and your product really well and show that you respect it as much as you were asking for others to respect it. I want to zoom out because there's other lessons that I think creators can miss that I think are really, really important, because Wicked is not selling a movie. Like I said, it's selling a movement, but it's also selling a feeling. And when you are building something, you always need to be thinking about, are we selling just a thing that people can use, or are we selling a transformation? And that's exactly what Wicked is doing. It's selling, like, you're watching this And guess what? Whoever you are, you belong. It's selling an identity, friendship, a transformation, like the lyrics, I know who I am today because I knew you. I'm not a singer. You have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like all of these lyrics are so transformational. They take you to a different place. This is why we're all so obsessed with it. And that is really important and a note that creators need to take. You need to focus on creating meaningful content, which is, you know, even something that has really, really affected me the last few months. And I'll get into this probably in my next video. You're going to see a transformation of even this channel because storytelling is so important to me, but also doing so to bring a movement about. And that is what Beekeeper Media is all about. I don't just want to give you celebrity gossip. Like, that is so not me. My goal is to help you see different stories in our world through the lens of like, how does this matter? And also, if you're a creator, what can I take from it? Creators think success comes from picking a topic, but it actually comes from creating a meaning, building a movement, from standing for something. And when you stand for something, what's going to happen is people are either going to love you or they're going to hate you. But guess what? You are going to find your people from giving people a story to see themselves in. And this is also how you pivot your own content to. You tap into what you truly believe in. You build the movement. And what's so cool when you build a movement, you get outside of yourself because it's so much bigger than yourself. You're like, I can't stop. Like, I need to just do this because I'm so obsessed with this, because you invite your audience in using your story, using your unique vantage point, purpose-driven and meaning-driven. And people don't just follow information, they follow identity. I think the relationship, whether you think it's weird, whether you love it, it has become a relationship to study between Cynthia and Ariana. And it's also the emotional heartbeat of Wicked, not because the studio engineered it, but because audiences are starving for stories about belonging, about transformation and deep connection. I think people are honestly exhausted by the outrage cycles that we see all over the internet. We really want trust and we want something to believe in. So when these two women just genuinely show up for each other, and I feel like you can't fake it to this level, like as great actresses as they both truly are, like truly incredible acting, I don't think you can fake this dynamic between each other because it feels like a fire that literally can't go out. And they don't care whether you think it's weird or you love it because it's real. When you build something that's real, you can't tear it down. This is why when people build brands on sand or on, you know, something trending or something that's just genuinely not real, it's so easy to tear down. But if you build something that comes from such a deeper meaning and purpose, it reminds people what they want. And the mission will land so much deeper because it's not PR, it's not marketing, it's genuine connection. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want in our lives. People are hungry for it. They are craving creators who stand for something. And just on a personal note, Cynthia and Ariana's friendship, and even just what we see on screen in Wicked and then singing to each other so many times, it really brings like tears to my eyes because it reminds me why I fell in love with entertainment in the first place and storytelling. And that especially on this channel, and this is what you're going to be seeing more of, it needs to align with my mission. And I'm going to dive so much more into this in probably our next video. So if you haven't already and you like my vibe and you love storytelling and you want to know more about how to use storytelling in building your own brand, building your own channel, building your own voice and community, and you love just going beyond what you see in like pop culture headlines, then this is the place for you. Definitely hit that subscribe button. But it's stories like this that bring us back to why we're here in the first place. And that's to build connection. That is to help others. That is to show up authentically online. And I'm going to make it my mission to continue to do so and to continue to help you do the same. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you seeing Wicked too? My husband's birthday is the day before. So we're going to go hang out with fam, and then we are seeing Wicked on Saturday, and I know I'm going to be bawling my eyes out. So let me know. Also, I promised you guys I would show you my little sneaky surprise. Give me 1 second. So I want you guys to meet little baby Coda. For those of you who have been following along in our story, you know that we tragically lost our dog this summer, and it was the most awful experience of our lives. If you're interested in hearing about that story, I'll link it in the comments. But Coda, he's a puppy, so he just bites me. But Coda's name, it was actually the birth name to our dog Luca. So we thought Coda will never replace Luca. But he's just a great symbol of like healing and joy that can come through tragedy. And we named him Coda to kind of like carry on Luca's light. Luca's name meant bringer of light, and Coda's name, I didn't expect to cry, but that's just who I am. Coda's name means friend, ally. We always said that Luca would bring us a little friend, and we feel like Coda was that little guy. So if you want to support me and Coda, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to catch up on our latest videos, watch this video next, and I will see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.